Mr. Right here, and in this film we're going to understand how to find missing lengths using trigonometry, using SOHCAHTOA. Right. Let's first of all remind ourselves of our formula triangles here, and you need to be able to write these out. So if you're not sure, you can use the rhyme SOHCAHTOA, and if you want to just practice writing out these formula triangles, press pause, write them out, and check your versions against the film. When you're writing them out, you can simply go SO, CA, TOA. Now, let's look at using SOHCAHTOA to find missing lengths. Now, let's have a look at question A. Now, the first thing we're going to do is to decide whether to use sine, cos, or tan. And we know how to do that from a previous film. We're going to see which side is not involved. In this case, it is the adjacent which is not involved. So we are going to use SO. So I'm going to start by writing my sine formula triangle down here. Now, we've asked ourselves which side is not involved, and so we've decided to use SO. Now, next question. Which side are we finding? We're finding the opposite. So now we can use this formula triangle to work out how to find the opposite. I'm going to cover up the letter O for opposite. And so this formula triangle tells me that the opposite is going to be sine the angle times the hypotenuse. S times H. So in this case, X is going to be sine 39 times 20. And so on my calculator, I'm going to go sine 39 equals times 20 equals. And that gives me a missing length there of 12.6 to 1 decimal place. Now be careful. Do not just type sine 39 times 20 in a oneer, because if you do, it will do 39 times 20 and sine that. So I type sine 39 equals times 20 equals. Now, let's have a look at B. The first question we're going to ask ourselves is which side is not involved, and then we're going to ask ourselves which side are we trying to find. Now, the side which is not involved here is the hypotenuse. So looking at my formula triangles here, which one does not include the hypotenuse? Answer TOA. So I'm going to be using tan. So I write TOA. And now I ask myself, which side am I trying to find? Well, the missing side we're trying to find is this one here, which is labelled X. Now, which side is that? It's not the hypotenuse, it's not the opposite, it's the adjacent. So I'm going to cover up the A, and that tells me that the adjacent can be calculated by doing the opposite divided by tan the angle. So in this case, X is going to equal the opposite, which is 50, divided by tan 40. So on my calculator, 50 divided by tan 40 gives me an answer of 59.6 to 3 significant figures. Right, lastly, let's have a look at part C. Remember, we're asking ourselves first, which side length is not involved? This is not involved, and that's the opposite. So which of my SOHCAHTOAs does not include the opposite? Answer cos, CA. So for part C, I'm going to be using cos. Right, now, which side am I trying to find? This side here, that's the hypotenuse. Cover up the H, tells me that the hypotenuse is equal to the adjacent divided by cos the angle. So in this case, X is equal to the adjacent, which is 50, divided by cos 48. So I put that straight into my calculator. 50 divided by cos 48 equals, and I get 74.7 to 3 significant figures. So there are 3 examples, and all I've done is ask myself, firstly, which side is not involved, because then I know whether to use sine, cos, or tan, and then I've asked myself, which side am I calculating? And so here's your reminder, how to find missing lengths using SOHCAHTOA. First of all, decide whether you're going to use sine, cos, or tan. Ask yourself which side is not involved, and therefore choose sine, cos, or tan. And then ask yourself, which side are you finding? Get hold of the formula from the formula triangle and find your missing side.